This is Nightline. Tonight, Taylor and Travis's love story. The big moments in New York City tonight. Plus, timeless romance. JFK Jr., once the world's most eligible bachelor, and his glamorous bride, Carolyn Bessette, now the fascination of Gen Z.
He's like timeless good looks, timeless fashion, everything about it.
Their looks and 90s style back in vogue thanks to a new hit series.
It's a question of if I'm cut out to be Mrs. JFK Jr.
But is it too free with the facts? What some who were there are saying. And read all about it. On the eve of America's milestone birthday, we go inside the nation's longest-running newspaper that's been on the front lines of our history since the beginning.
This is one of the earliest examples of the Articles of Confederation.
The original email blast.
What they say is their secret to standing the test of time.
You gotta have freedom of information. That's what the United States is about.
And social climbers, the influencer couple who climbed to the top of the Empire State Building, released from jail, the slew of charges they're facing. And is there a wedding on the horizon?
How do you top that?
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce making headlines for donating $26 million to charities ahead of their rumored weekend-long wedding celebration here in New York City. The event summoning Swifties from every corner in a frenzied quest to uncover all the details of the grand occasion. And they've pieced together plenty.
World's most famous arena, world's most famous woman.
Taylor Swift is allegedly getting married at Madison Square Garden.
Boots on the ground journalism.
The Swifties are in their detective era, scouring for clues about the most anticipated wedding of the year. Echoing one of her biggest hits, fans are giving Taylor a welcome to New York.
1,000% excitement. She's never an inconvenience. Taylor can do whatever she wants.
Taylor Swift and NFL star Travis Kelce reportedly kicking off their big weekend at New York's Madison Square Garden tonight. Swifties eager to see if all the rumors turn into reality.
We heard there was some commotion happening around Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding, so we thought we'd just come check it out.
Looking for hints about what's waiting inside.
It's safe to say that paparazzi, Team Taylor.
Including what might be on the menu. Page 6 snapping photos of chicken, French fries, and onion rings. Trucks delivering large boxes and items covered in tarps, some appearing to be trees and plants.
There was one that said like garden theme and then bring back to LA, which it's gotta be something.
Madison Square Garden transformed into what sources say was the site of an intimate kickoff celebration Thursday night for about 100 guests. A silver SUV carrying the alleged blushing bride pulling up late this afternoon. The NYPD making sure the garden is secure.
I would be remiss not to mention an event that we are tracking at Madison Square Garden on Friday night. The NYPD will, of course, have a detail in place, but I am not going to go into more specifics on that at this time.
The couple donating $26 million this week to dozens of organizations across the country, including food banks and children's hospitals. The main event reportedly set for Friday, when an estimated 1,000 of their closest family and friends and A-list stars are expected to gather for a celebration lasting till dawn. The next chapter in what many fans have called a real-life version of Swift's hit song, Love Story. And we turn now to another look at nostalgia, seeming to dominate pop culture, namely 90s nostalgia, inspired by a tragic love story. He was the sexiest man alive. She, the glamorous partner. Together, they were the it couple of their time. Now, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy are being rediscovered by a new generation, obsessed with their story and their style. In the middle of Manhattan's Washington Square Park.
I think the 1990s were the best era, especially for New York.
A 90s icon is suddenly trending again, as these guys compete in a JFK Jr. look-alike contest.
He was incredibly gorgeous. I think it definitely helps that he's like hot.
He became one of the most photographed men in America. His style and mystique are everywhere once more.
He's like timeless good looks, timeless fashion.
The moment follows the buzzy FX series Love Story.
It's not a question of if I want to spend the rest of my life with you. It's a question of if I'm cut out to be Mrs. JFK Jr.
The show revisits the glamour, the romance, and the tabloid-fueled marriage of JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette Kennedy.
Well, we love the style, like the 90s New York. We love her fashion.
Scroll through social media, and the 90s are back. Women recreating Carolyn Bessette's minimalist looks.
Here are some things that you can get to try to achieve that look.
Wives dressing their husbands like JFK Jr.
Transforming my husband's style from this to JFK Jr. from Love Story Part 4, the Wizard Edition.
And I think it's so lovely to see men wanting to get dressed again and experiment with what they're wearing and having fun.
Independent auctioneer Lucy Bishop hosted an online auction of some of Carolyn's most beloved pieces, timed to the FX series, adding fuel to the fervor for her signature style.
This piece is by Prada, one of her favorite designers. The Prada camel coat was originally estimated at $15,000 to $30,000, and it actually sold for $192,000 on the day.
But it's not just the clothes. Film cameras, Polaroid snapshots, cassette mixtapes, a kind of analog cool that has Gen X looking back too, reminiscing about a time they lived through and loved.
My mom worked for Calvin Klein in the 90s.
Today, we are going to style another one of my runway looks.
For many recreating these looks, they never experienced the 90s.
I think everyone's a little bit nostalgic for a time that we didn't get to live in.
Adding to the allure of the era.
It's those final years right before the internet takes over, right before social media takes over. I think there's a lot of nostalgia attached to that era where people were just a lot more authentic.
Long before the TikTok recreations, the real John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette were one of the most fascinating couples of the 1990s. They met in 1992 when Carolyn Bessette was a publicist at Calvin Klein. He was America's most eligible bachelor.
John was People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive in 1988. John's friends loved to tease him about being the sexiest man alive.
Do you mind all the stuff about you?
What stuff?
The stuff about being sexy and attractive, and every time you see another woman, there's all of this. Is she the one? Is this the one?
Listen, people could say a lot worse things about you, right? And then you were attractive and you look good in a bathing suit.
The son of a slain president who captured the country's heart at 3 years old, saluting his father's casket after his tragic death.
John has grown up with the cameras, and so he's used to them being there. It was much different for Carolyn, right? She was a private person. She did not grow up in the public eye. There were between 10, 20 paparazzi outside of their apartment door almost every morning.
The two married in a secret ceremony in 1996.
Some information involving John F. Kennedy Jr. ABC News has reports that his plane is missing this morning.
In the summer of 1999, their story ended in tragedy.
John F. Kennedy and his wife, Carolyn Bessette, and her sister, Lorne, have perished at sea.
When the plane JFK Jr. was piloting crashed off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, shocking the world. But not everyone is welcoming the renewed attention on the love story, including JFK Jr.'s nephew, Jack Schlossberg, who talked about director Ryan Murphy's portrayal of his uncle on CBS.
The guy knows nothing about what he's talking about, and he's making a ton of money on a grotesque display of someone else's life.
And actress, philanthropist, and filmmaker Daryl Hannah, who dated JFK Jr., writing an op-ed in the New York Times criticizing her portrayal in the series as not even a remotely accurate representation of my life, my conduct, or my relationship with John. The actions and behaviors attributed to me are untrue.
Daryl Hannah I don't think she has ever spoken about John publicly before, so this was a very big deal that she came forward.
Back in Washington Square Park,
I already had basically all the wardrobe.
Hundreds showing up to channel that 90s cool.
It's the four that made it to the next round have backward caps on. So is the backwards hat.
By the end of the day,
some older gentleman did tell me I resembled JFK Jr. in the skates, so that's why I wore the skates today.
one lookalike takes the title. Julian DeVincentis from Stamford, Connecticut.
Everyone wants to be JFK Jr., like, let's be honest.
But the real winner here might be the era itself.
New York seemed like a better, more fun place to live with so many exciting possibilities.
I do think in a way that everything old is new again in terms of the 90s. It was a really cool time. It's fun for it to be brought back a little bit.
When we come back, they climbed 1,400 feet over New York City to the top of the Empire State Building's antenna as helicopters circled and millions were transfixed. What happened to the daredevil couple in court today and what they did after. And up next, we're inside America's longest-running newspaper. What one seasoned reporter says was his hardest day on the job.
They were not aware of how bad it was. I felt that I couldn't mislead them.
Welcome back. As we approach 4th of July and our special coverage of America's 250th birthday, Nightline went to explore the country's longest-running newspaper, older than our country. Here's ABC's Ashin Singh. Part of our Nightline celebrates America 250 coverage.
So what do we have here?
What we have here is the representation in the Hartford Courant in 1778 with the Articles of Confederation. This is one of the earliest examples of the Articles of Confederation being made available in print.
The original email blast.
Exactly.
This
exactly.
is crazy.
This enabled the community and the representatives at the time to really have a conversation about, all right, should we do this?
The Hartford Courant, then the Connecticut Courant, started publishing in 1764, 12 years before the Declaration of Independence. The Hartford Public Library houses these delicate archives.
Yeah, wow, this is unreal.
Yeah?
Can I touch it?
Are your hands clean?
Hands are clean.
Okay. You're touching history.
I'm like spooked.
The Courant publishing a first draft of our country's early history, including the turmoil leading up to the Boston Tea Party and George Washington's 1783 circular letter to the states at the end of the Revolutionary War.
And was this letter sent kind of before he had been talked into running for president?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. The First Amendment is critical. It is a cornerstone of our democracy. It really is where the power of the people is manifest.
The Hartford Courant has not missed a publication in almost 262 years. And for 35 years, Chris Keating has helped write the latest chapter.
And these right here on the right, these are the loading docks. Those windows would go up,
right,
and the newspapers would come shooting out there. At the peak on Sunday, we sold 325,000 papers.
No way.
That's a lot.
The Boston Globe was the biggest paper in New England, obviously, sure, and we were number 2. And we always believed that we kind of punched above our weight.
Keating, covering some of the biggest political stories of the past 3 decades.
Yeah, the Bush-Gore recount.
The Supreme Court of the United States has reversed the orders of the Florida Supreme Court.
I had written a lot about the Bushes. I interviewed George W. Bush. Obama. That was I don't know, transformational. I was the pool reporter when Obama came to Connecticut. I actually wrote about Trump in around 1999, 2000-ish. He was dipping his toe in the ring and kind of said he was running for president.
But it was one of America's darkest hours that Keating says will always stay with him. The December 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, that left 20 first-grade children and 6 adult staff dead.
Really horrific and shocking.
Keating was in the state capitol building that day, where he says he found himself having to break the news to some of the politicians he covered.
I did tell them that it was way worse than anything that we had published yet. And I remember the Senate president, he basically almost collapsed. They were not aware of how bad it was. I felt that I couldn't mislead them.
When Keating first started at the Courant, there were roughly 400 reporters in the newsroom. Now, there's fewer than 25.
Why has it been important for the Courant to persist?
People still need news. People still want news. Believe it or not, they even want to read the obits about their friends.
What do you think that younger generation is missing from not getting local reporting the way the Current is doing?
Yeah, they're missing a lot. People don't know, what their local planning and zoning commission is doing, what their local town council is doing. You could be living in a town and suddenly they're building a large building there, and you say, what's that about? And the reason is you didn't know about it because it was never in any local paper.
During the pandemic, the Current closed its newsroom. Its small staff is now fully remote. This bar, the Red Rock Tavern, was once the Current's unofficial newsroom.
For years, this was called Kenny's. And in the heyday of the Hartford Current, when we had a massive, huge staff, this place would be packed.
The paper business looks a heck of a lot different these days. But in Hartford, that passion for reporting hasn't changed.
It was even Jefferson, I think he said, he'd rather have newspapers than government if he had to have a choice. You got to have freedom of information. That's what the United States is about. That's what the 250th anniversary is about. That's what America is about. That's what the First Amendment's all about.
Our thanks to Ashen, and hats off to the Current's fine work for more than 2.5 centuries. And now a look ahead at tomorrow's show. It's our incredible Nightline Celebrates America 250 event from atop the iconic Empire State Building, with our look back at those magic moments as TV cameras started rolling, the dawn of a new era when families were suddenly able to watch history being made in their own living rooms on television, and the defining events that brought us all together. Part of an extraordinary Disney Celebrates America 24-hour special event. And when we come back, the couple captivating millions with their death-defying Empire State Building climb, now free on supervised release, what they said and did when they walked out of court. And finally tonight, those Empire State Building climbers in court facing felony charges. ABC's chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky with more on the stunning security breach.
Sources tell ABC News Angelina Nicolau and Ivan Kuznetsov bought tickets to the Empire State Building, entering on Tuesday, the day before their stunt, and hiding out overnight. The next morning at 5 a.m., the sources say a security camera caught the couple going through a hatch on the 102nd floor observation deck. Hours later, prosecutors say the pair left through the 104th floor, where a lock on a security door had been broken, clambering onto the antenna and unfurling a banner nearly 1,500 feet in the air. That antenna emits high-frequency radio signals powerful enough to cause harm to the human body. Elite NYPD officers had to wait for it to be shut down before they could approach.
You can't be up here.
Prosecutors quoting Kuznetsov saying he wanted to do something special for his engagement. But tonight, Nikolau's father back in Russia tells ABC News the couple is already married, calling the proposal a performance.
Why is the power of love message important
Yes,
now?
we'll answer later. Right now we're not ready. We just need to relax. And sleep for sure. It was very cold last night.
So much drama. Our thanks to Aaron. That's Nightline. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.